Hey, welcome to the DB channel, and today we actually have a very interesting final game. Alright, it's actually going to be between the two BLEACH purple. Alright, so we actually introduced more Zero Division card support, alright, from the new set, which was actually released last Friday. And of course, we do receive some sort of, generic support for the Ichigo family as well. Now, we do see the Hikifune here, and obviously this is the whole, Zero Division squad, and I would say they do bring in a very interesting play style, and it's one of those unique decks that actually has 8 total bombs. So what do I mean by that is that they actually do have more than 4 specials, more than 4 removals in the deck itself, and I would say the whole engine is actually based on this Soul King Palace. Alright, so Soul King Palace does come into active and does reveal the top card of the deck, which allows you to actually add the card to your hand if it's a Zero Division card. And so far, this guy has been hitting it, and we do see the Ichigo here, and Ichigo is definitely one of the strongest cards in the deck right now, given that it is the color trigger and it does have the 4k stats. Now we do see him actually pushing out the 2 Ishida from the right side, going for the aggressive turn here, and then going for the Ichigo to actually dump the Ishida from the top card as well, and then going for the Rukia, as well as actually going for the final here, I believe. So really going for the full-on offensive, dropping that double Ichigo, which is actually introduced in the new set as well. And Ishida will go for the swing here, and we do actually hit into a draw trigger here, so very nice for the left player. And we do actually hit into the Senjumaru red, and Senjumaru actually does have a very unique skill whereby you actually can place any number of Zero Division cards to the remove area, and it actually can kill off something depending on how many cards you remove from the remove area. Now, the new Ichigo does actually play towards the remove area as well. Basically, it's a support of the whole Zero Division, but of course, this guy actually plays it towards the whole, just the Ichigo package for the right player here, and for the left player, of course, he's playing the pure Zero Division package. And we do see the Ichigo coming down, looking at top 4, rearranging it, so this allows him to hit the Soul King Palace very effectively. And we do see the Bankai going for here, and you can actually see the number of hand size for left player here, given that he actually hit, I would say, 4 Soul King Palace successfully. So that's effectively a draw 4. And all these cards actually helps towards their special, as well as Senjumaru, because you actually need to discard card to actually kill off 4k bodies. And of course, it does not have a ceiling, you can actually kill off 5k bodies as well. So I actually do see him actually using a special to kill off the Ichigos, and of course one of the Ichigos actually killed off by the Senjumaru as well. So this does leave him very empty, and we do have 3 4k bodies in the front line against the 2 Ishidas. And the Ichidas won't be really do too much here, because I mean, it's just a 1.5k body and it's not a red target as well. But we do see a color trigger here for the right player, as he does actually call out the new Rukia. And I'll say the new Rukia is definitely good for generically the red body, given that it does have one more 2 cost body for the deck. And we do see actually going for the AP draw one and just pushing on the Rukia, and that's it for his turn. We do have 2 unspent AP there, which is very unfortunate, and it doesn't help that we actually do hit into that special for the left player here and killing off the board. And the right player is definitely not going to have a good advantage here, as we do see the double Soul King Palace again, drawing 2 effectively, 6 cards into his hand just like that. And let's not forget that we actually do have the Ichigo to actually help him to, draw more cards. We do see the Senjumaru raid here once again, dropping 1 card to actually kill off the Rukia here, I believe. I mean, because I don't really want to remove any Rukia bodies as soon as possible, given that they can actually be raided over, and the Rukia raid is actually very strong. Now we do see the Ichigo here, which allows him to actually declare the energy here, so we are not able to just capture the I'll say the declared energy from the left player here, but I'm certain that he actually does it correctly, as he does go for the Ichigo, declaring the top card. And of course he need to discard a card, given that he actually declared correctly and add it to hand. He does declare 4 again and does hit into the Ichigo. Man is pretty good, and he does go for the Senjumaru attack here, hitting to a Rukia. So like I mentioned, the Rukia rate is very strong, but there's no more Rukia bodies here. We do hit into a very fortunate special for the right player here, but I would say this game is definitely very much over, given that he's 2 AP behinds and the bodies on his field is just pretty much almost nothing, because we do actually see almost like 4 cards to actually bomb off from the Zero Division deck. And we do see actually going for the Ichigo finally, the Raider Ichigo, the ones we all love, milling the top 2. And you do actually see him actually carefully, filtering out the cards to the remove area, because that's how the new Ichigo does play. Alright, it does actually see the number of different names you do have, although it's not going to be very common for the right player to actually have the activated Ichigo effect. but I mean, consciously playing towards it is always a good habit. And we do see actually left player going for the draw AP draw and then pushing the Ichigo to the top line, going for the Soul King Palace ×2 again, adding 2 cards successfully, and we are looking at potentially +8 here, so very nuts. And you do see a special going here, cleaning off the Ichigo once again, and I think we actually see quite a number of special for the left player here. We do see the second Bankai here and then dropping the Ichigo immediately to the energy line. And of course this Ichigo is going to be benefited with the damage too, but he does drop the Ichibe into the front line instead, looking at top 4, which allows him to rearrange the cards. So some might say that he's actually predicting the Soul King Palace very effectively, which is nice for him. And we do see another Rukia rate here. And this is definitely it for the right player here, as he does take the last damage, and this will be the easy win for the 0 division. Alright, so it's time that we actually go through the 0 division deck, and just starting off the zeros, we do run 11 of them. A pretty decent ratio given they actually do have the 1s and the 2s in the deck here, with the 1-cost Senjumaru, and of course we do have the 1-cost Kenriji. Basically revives the card from the drop zone here. And of course you do want to revive your Senjumaru or the Ichibes, because I would say they are actually the strongest card in the deck for you. And of course we are actually running a total of 7 1s, which is easily the best ratio for this kind of deck, because I mean, given that you're playing less 0 here, but the 1s really do compensate for that. And we do of course play the 3-cost Ichibe, which allows you to declare a required energy number with your top 2 card and add up to 1 character card among them and add it to hand. And then of course you do play actually double energy of the whole Oetsu, so a very decent double energy. And of course it does actually become a 4k attacker if you want it to as well. And we do have the very strong Ichigo, which does have a built-in impact negate. And of course if you have 2 or more trade 0 division cards with different names on your remove area, it gains double damage, so it's very good for the whole 0 division deck. Not so much for the whole Ichigo deck however, but you know, Ichigo is still pretty strong given that it does have the 4k body as well. Alright, then of course we do run the Senjumaru, and Senjumaru is basically your Ichigo for the purple deck. It does have the on red ability whereby you can actually place any number of trade 0 division from a hand to the remove area directly. And then of course it does only retire 2.5k below, but if you for every card you place it to the remove area, it does get +1k, so that's pretty nice as well, because you can actually reach 5k bodies if you want to. And of course we do run the 4 Ichibes, and Ichibes, it being a color trigger, also just screams that it's the main card here, but it also has the general engine of the deck. You know, it's able to look at top 4, then place them on top of the deck in any order, which allows you to really arrange those specials and of course Soul King Palace into your field as soon as possible. And of course, let's don't forget to talk about the Soul King Palace, which allows you to basically draw a bunch of 0 division cards, and we can actually see how the whole game there we actually had the guy +8 cards into his hand. Alright, so we do of course play the special here, which allows him to actually place the 0 division card straight to the remove area. And then of course you're actually able to draw 1 for every card you remove to the remove area as well. So it's a very decent cycle, and this really enables the Ichigo to be online for the damage 2 as soon as possible. And of course here we do have the Ichigo deck list, which is pretty straightforward if you ask me. Thank you for watching till the end, and do consider subscribing, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.